dog.
No.
Stop missing my dog. Focus, focus, focus. Good boy.
So our policy states that we're allowed to use our dog to apprehend anyone resisting
Survival Flight adopted this presentation, this way of advancing our medical care by including a canine transport service. We have a canine care coordinator. Her name is Amanda Ellerby. She's here today to kind of go over a couple things, how we got here, why we got here, what our purpose is in doing this.
Hey guys, I'm Amanda. Just real quick, wanted to tell you why behind Survival Flight Canine Transport. Back in June of 2022, there was a Jacksonville Sheriff's Office dog that was shot multiple times while trying to apprehend a suspect. The law enforcement officers were able to get the dog out, and they ended up going to two separate vets trying to get this dog help. And the vets that they stopped, with the dog at, they were unable to help the dog. They did not have the surgical capabilities that the dog needed at that time. So the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office helicopter actually landed at one of these vets in the middle of the road, picked the dog up, and flew across Jacksonville, which would have taken about 45 minutes by running lights and sirens. They were able to take that dog to the vet with the surgical capabilities. His name was K9 Huck. This is him. And if you notice, he only has 3 legs. He ended up losing a leg from that incident. He was shot 3 times, and they were able to save his life. So the important part of this to me is the fact that the helicopter is able to land, pick up, and get the dogs where they need to be faster than the handlers can throw them in the back of their car and run lights and sirens to anywhere, especially to have the capabilities that they need. There are plenty of vets around, but a lot of them do not have blood. They're not able to perform the surgeries for, stabbings, gunshots, even blood. When we saw this on the news, we were like, hey, we have a helicopter. Can we do this? And our owner for the company, he was very much on board with it and allowed us to do this. And so now we have gone live with our canine transport in 4 of our bases. I won't say all of Alabama, almost all of Alabama, but here at Headland and our Colquitt, Georgia base at 19, Tallahassee 25, and Blountstown 21. The one that was able to get us the bill passed for transport to allow this to happen. So that bill says that we are able to treat and transport these dogs.
Thank you for inviting me, because I tell you what, it's not often when you pass a piece of legislation and it has this kind of impact on so many great law enforcement, EMS, and helping, who doesn't love a dog, right? But these aren't just regular dogs, these are canines. These are service animals that are doing great things for us to save life and limb. But the process, I do want to make sure everybody knows, Canine United absolutely should take credit for this bill. I didn't wake up and think about this. It was Alex Reynolds. They contacted him first, and when it's a federal issue, I go to Barry Moore's staff. If it's a state issue, they bring it to mine. If it was a state issue. It was kind of interesting. Once we filed the bill, we worked out what we needed for the bill, and what the bill does, though, it authorizes you to transport the governmental canine. So that's a governmental canine. So that doesn't include like a regular service animal. That's a government-owned dog. And on the other side, though, it alleviates the liability for y'all. So that was one of the factors in which services like yourself, it's like, we want to transport, but we have this liability issue. So we alleviated that. The first version of the bill, I think it said you could transport to a hospital. Of course, the hospital association called right away and said, hey, we can't take canines. I said, well, that wasn't our intent. So we fixed that, and then put a few extra words so that the ambulance association knew that they weren't required. So, you're not required to take these dogs. Of course you want to, because that's what kind of decent human beings that are in this business. You want to help a canine. But there could be an unknown situation that you can't think of today that says, you know what, it's not a good idea to take that animal. They might be overly aggressive. The handler's already being transported to the hospital, so it doesn't force you to do it. So I think it was a good balance of what we did. I'll give some great credit to State Senator Andrew Jones. He carried it up in the Senate. But one quick story, I know we're never quick, right? But anyway, one more comment is that when it came up to signing day, I was really proud to have our Dothan canine handler come up, Henry County Sheriff. We had some from Mobile, and we were in the big signing room where the governor was signing about 10 bills, and we all get into the room, and we're like number 3 or 4 in the process. And I think it was one of the Mobile dogs started barking in the thing, and you had all these legislators and all these VIPs and everybody, and the dog started barking, and he's like, "I'm sorry." I was, "No." I said, "Governor loves dogs." I says, "This is going to make it memorable. Don't even worry about it." And we went up for the signing. She signed it. We had all the dogs there. And so it was a great event. And so whatever happens in my career after this is going to be one of the highlights. I'm going to be proud of this. So thank you for coming and let me talk and be part of this.
Basically, for our canine transport service, there's a request, sort of like steps, process, how to. The handler themselves will request Survival Flight directly. There's a dispatch number for you guys to call directly. That takes out the middleman of your dispatch to kind of help things moving a little bit quicker. So you'll go ahead and request directly from where you guys at are on scene, wherever this happens. You'll call our communications line. Hopefully, if you don't have our numbers, we'll make sure you get them before you leave today. Give them a few pieces of information. When they get there, obviously the dog needs to be muzzled, and then we'll help provide some sedation for the animal, and then we'll get them in a tactical litter, and we'll load in the aircraft. We'll do some work with you guys, maybe get some dogs out and do it here today as well, but you'll see how the litter is set up here for you guys to do that. And then the handler will go with the dog in third ride in that left side seat. It's important that the handler is there because they are the one in control of that dog. If for some reason the handler cannot go, another person needs to be able to step in for that handler and go with the dog. It has to be some sort of handler with the dog when we transport them. Mm-hmm.
So our closest, Montgomery and Auburn, our 2 closest critical care vets. We do have some in Tallahassee, Gainesville that are some options. But a lot of times, I think just about anybody in the room, if you think veterinary care, Auburn University comes to mind. So I was able to get some contacts in with Auburn University, able to set up a landing zone procedure. It's not as simple as just setting it down on the front lawn. So we had to go through a few steps. So once we are activated and we determine that we're going to be heading to Auburn with one of these canines, we have operations set up in place with the dispatch of the city of Auburn. They'll dispatch out one of the fire department's EMS units to meet us at the freestanding ER helipad for East Alabama Medical Center.
At Auburn, we are a 24/7 facility, and we do have on-site blood bank. We have on-site advanced imaging, so we can put these dogs into CT, MR emergently if needed, and we have the ability. We are actually pretty much fully certified as a level 2 trauma center, according to the veterinary committee of trauma.
Maybe working with Auburn, maybe working with Dust Off some more, doing some interagency education together, some trainings together. We want to keep moving this forward, keep pushing this forward. So thank you to everybody that came here today. Dothan is going to do a demonstration for us shortly after this. Please eat. Everything on the tables is for you guys. Thank you again to everyone who came. If you have any questions, please talk to all of us. There's guys here, like I said, from all the bases in our area. So again, thank you, and Dothan's going to do the demonstration shortly.
Me and him do a lot of demos, kind of butters. He's not gonna let me talk, apparently. But I knew where it was at. I just had to wait for him to find it. 10 grams of cocaine hidden in that backpack right there. Right there. It's say, seen him on somebody that was resistant. All of a sudden, send the dog, they give up. As long as he's listening like he's supposed to down, come back to me, take him to handcuffs. Now, because he did what I wanted him to, I'm going to let him actually go body. Yeah, juggle me. So yeah, normally the suspect wouldn't be telling the dog he's still going. In my experience, when apprehensions on the street, it's more like get the dog off. But like on our side of it in training, as a decoy, making sure the dog has like a full mouth bite, full grip, like it's supposed to. The decoy is going to praise the dog, let them know that hey, like, I mean I can see what he's doing. He's riding out good deep full mouth bite and he's actually digging into the decoy. That's what we want. That's what's going to hold the suspect there when we're actually using it on the street. So that's why officer will be actually praising him. Yeah. Woo! Good boy. Yeah. And Adam! Lob. Lob. Oh, he's more tired, me and him.